Alright, let's get this going. This might be the final Metroid stream, depending on how well I do with the backtracking. How quickly I can do it. Though there are people that are saying that I won't be able to do it. I believe you. Okay, so I have... How many keys do I have left? Three or four? And they should be at, what, the Sky Temple grounds? Or no? Okay, so now I have to figure out where the fuck that is. Alright, hang on a minute. I'm doing some figuring out. I guess the first thing I should do is get the fuck out of here, and then... go back to the temple grounds. Poo Poo Sweater by Weezer. I don't think that's the name of that album, or that song. Is this game better than the first? Debatable. I think it might be. But it has some... it has negatives, too. Yeah, the Weezer is playing with the Pixies next week. At Jones Beach. I considered it, but I'm good. I saw the Pixies last year. I don't really need to see Weezer. That goes to the Aegon Wastes. This one goes to Temple Grounds. So I have to go back to Temple Grounds, right? And then I can do some searching. How were the Pixies? They were great, still. It's time for ball hijinks. Actually, no. There's no reason for this, right? That wasn't so bad. There's an item in here somewhere. If it's not an E-tank, why bother? I mean, I hear the item. What game did Reggie say he was gonna play? He was like, I'll see you all on the battlefield. What was that? You know, a game that Reggie would probably never play? It was Fortnite? Yeah, okay. That'll be the fucking day. I mean, I know the dude plays video games. I know he's a Zelda fan. I know he's played video games with his kid. And, he says that he plays, like, all the major Nintendo releases, and I believe him, but... What, for like an hour, 20 minutes? I think he said Link to the Past was his favorite Nintendo game. Which, good choice, and I could see Reggie playing that, because that came out a while back, and maybe he got into it. I saw him, yeah, I saw him get owned at the Smash tournament, but that's the Smash tournament. Pwned. I just realized that Samus's kneecaps are weapons. Alright, so this is the place. I think I have to just hit up a portal here, and then look around and find the keys, right? Okay. So who knows, maybe I will be able to finish this tonight. I've got like 2 hours. You're gonna need more than that 2 hours, bucko. Alright. I'm not your guy, bucko. I'm not your bucko guy. Accursed Lake. Ing. Reliquary. And Defiled Shrine. So that's one right there. Wow, that just got me dizzy. If you see me stop at random for no reason in the video game that I'm currently playing, whatever it may be, and you're like, why did he just stop and not move forward for a couple of seconds? It's usually because I'm over at the chat, taking a quick look, and then vomiting in my mouth a little bit, and then stopping, and then returning to the game. Oh right, yeah, this part. I remember this. Been a while since we've been here. Yeah. Oh! This is the gateway. So there's a video online of someone killing Quadraxis with one E-tank, the Varia suit, and that's it. Three. Okay. So it's all in this area, so that's a lot easier for us. Okay, so this is, some lore. Soon I shall pass to final rest. My key is in place. Through my spiritual link to the others, I know where their bodies lie. I shall leave this knowledge that their last location in the dark world can be known. May this knowledge lead our warriors to the Sky Temple keys. The time draws near. Hear the word of Akul. She they call Champion of Aether. Know that my warriors fought and died with uncommon valor. Do not look unkindly upon their failure, for they died to save us all. If you scan these, I believe they tell you where the keys are. So that one dude placed a key in there for me. Yeah, there's like lore hints. But I'm using... I'm using a guide. I'm using tilt controls. All this guide is just the name of the room that it's in. So it's pretty... It's gonna save a lot of time, but it's nothing crazy. Okay, I already made a mistake. Cheater! Yes. Yes, come to the light. If you're wondering why they're doing that, it's when you use the Annihilator beam on one of those light things, it specifically draws the enemies in so that they die. It's pretty fucking morbid, actually. I still haven't Sonic Boomed. I think I have, like, once. There's some dude who okay, so I watched a series from Super Bunny Hop about the Metal Gear Solid series from, like, well, not just Metal Gear Solid, but Metal Gear in general. And I watched his video about the Phantom Pain, and he tries to explore what it, you know, some of it could mean. Maybe some of it's a little bit better than people first give credit for. Then he kind of shits on Metal Gear Solid 4 for being too fan-servicey and not in a good way. Which I found to be his most interesting video. I like persuasive arguments, even if I don't fully agree with them. It's like a good 40-minute video to watch while you're cooking dinner. But there's also a video on Sonic, and I forget who made this video, but it was... he played the first level of every Sonic game up until Sonic Boom, and just, like, described, you know, the games that he liked, just based on the first level. That was the same dude? Oh, that's why I got recommended the other videos then, I guess. I guess, you know, the reason I didn't, like, think to look at the name for the Sonic videos, or maybe, you know, it's one of those things where I saw it and it just, like, left my mind, or could have been on autoplay in full screen, which sometimes happens. That's how I find a lot of, like, related YouTubers that I find interesting. But it's a good video, and again, he's not, like, judging the whole game, he's just judging the first level of each game, and talking about the various mechanics, where some of it maybe went wrong. You know, some... I think he said Sonic 06 had actually a pretty decent first level. No, not Sonic 06. Which was the one that he said had a pretty decent first level that a lot of people don't like? Sonic Heroes, yeah, Sonic Heroes. He said it was really, like, really solid. Yeah, Sonic 06 was a heaping, like, pile of trash. He said that of, like, 40 minutes, or something like this, of 40 minutes of him playing the game, he could have done a 10-minute glitch compilation, and he wasn't trying to make the game glitch. I didn't watch the Metal Gear Solid 2 video yet, no. But for me, Sonic was always... like, I've only really watched friends play it, and then when I finally played it myself, I played Sonic 3, which was a good one, I think. I don't know where I'm going. I think the pace of Sonic 3 was more my speed. I know I have to go back to the light world, I just have to figure out how to fucking get there. But, yeah, when it comes to, like, the Sonic games starting you, like, going real fast and then you have to stop, or, like, an enemy takes you out of fast, like, that was my frustration with it when I was a kid. So, apparently, for some of the games in the series, they figured out how to, like, circumvent that and make it a genuinely fast and fun game. But then in other games in the series, just the main series, by the way, they try to do exploration, and then they try to do both. So, they nailed the concept a couple times, they really got it right. Apparently. According to this dude, again, I've not played the series, but this is his argument based on just the first level. Like, they got it right a number of times, and then they just stop getting it right. And then they get it wrong a couple times, and then a couple more times they get it wrong. And like, you could hear he just feels bad for Sonic fans. He's like, I'm sorry we have to deal with this. Wow, Metroid just rolls into that thing on her own. Look at that. She just rolls on in. She wants to get in. What the fuck? But, yeah, his favorite game, apparently, of all time is Metal Gear Solid 3, and I enjoyed that video because it made me realize, like, wow, I really loved playing that game. Like, that game jump-started my interest back in Metal Gear to the point where I played Metal Gear Solid 3, then it was like 5, then, like, Peace Walker, then 5, and then 4, and then, like, Rising, all in the span of, like, a year. Did I say Metroid? I meant Metal Gear. If you're referencing the fact that I just called Samus Metroid, congratulations, you did it, you're in on the joke. Yay! I thought I accidentally called Metal Gear Metroid. Because people were like, Metroid? Question marks? But anyway. Watching the video that he did on Metal Gear Solid 5 made me realize, yeah, this is a really tedious game. I didn't realize it at the time, but... However, I still enjoyed the fuck out of it. Skullface! And it was a lot of fun to play and do missions in a variety of different weird ways. Maybe it's not tedious to you, but to him... Well, no, it wasn't... There were times where it was like, I'm just doing the same mission over and over and over again. The problem is, I don't remember. Like, I kind of get general overall vibes from how I feel about a game. And my impression of MGS5 was good overall, but I didn't remember the very, like, specifics, the minutia of it. Which was a lot of Armed Convoy 1, Armed Convoy 2, Armed Convoy 3, Armed Convoy 4, Armed Convoy 5. Did you see the unfinished cutscene? Yeah, I did. But yeah, now I'm actually really excited for my Metal Gear Solid 1 playthrough, which will be soon, TM, very soon. PS1 or GameCube? How about PC? There is a PC version, and apparently it's pretty good. Like, it's customizable a little bit with the controls, and, looks a little bit better. No. Apparently, it was patched. Like, fans fixed it. I don't know how true that is, but someone sent it to me. Is that true? See, now I don't know what the fuck to do. If not the PC version, if it wasn't patched, then I'll do the PlayStation version. Fans fixed it. Okay, there you go then. It's still only kind of fixed. Well, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research. I want to make sure I get, like, the full experience. Target has been drained of all bioenergy by a Metroid. Target's weapon systems are empty. Didn't go peacefully. Target has been dead for less than a cycle. Target has been drained of all bioenergy by a Metroid. Target's weapon systems are full. Apparently the Metroid that killed it caught it by surprise, didn't have time to fire a shot in defense. PSN version? Does that up-res it at all? Like, so, is the resolution better on PSN? It's upscaled but not up-res. Okay. I mean, you think about it, there's a million different ways to play Metal Gear Solid 1. So, okay. Good. So the PC version that has been fan-patched, I don't know if it's gonna be crap. Now that people are saying it's not so good, I have to do a little bit more investigator work. Investigative. But I could always do PSN, or I could throw that shit in EPSXE. I mean, in a PlayStation 1 game console, and up-res it a little bit. He's the father of that Luminoth. Scans indicate they died within moments of one another, most likely from exposure to ingstorm particles. Why not play Twin Snakes? I feel like I mention Twin Snakes like once a week now. I'll tell you in a second. Target Luminoth shares DNA code with other dead Luminoth in area. She is the daughter of that Luminoth. Scans indicate she died from exposure to ingstorm particles. Okay. While I like the way Twin Snake plays, I do not like the way Twin Snake sound. I do not like the way Twin Snake look. They changed the music. And I don't like the new music very much. So, yeah, I don't know. I really feel like the best way to play the game is the original version. And, like, the cutscenes are a little bit wacky. Not that Metal Gear is above wacky, because it gets real wacky in Metal Gear Solid 2. Like, the Matrix influence hits hard in MGS2. So that doesn't even kill it for me, but I kind of just like to see the game the way it was made originally by Kojumbo. The genius Kojumbo. It's amazing how well MGS2 has aged, whereas when it first came out, people were like, what? But now the more I mention Metal Gear Solid 2, the more people are like, game is a masterpiece, best in the series. But like at school, when I talked about Metal Gear Solid 2, people were like, yeah, that game sucks, I don't get it. Pretty meta. It's very meta. And it's also the only Metal Gear Solid game I've never streamed. I mean, aside from Portable Ops, but that's not something I'm looking into. Well, I'm gonna start with MGS1, and then eventually I'll get to MGS2. And complete the circle. The NES games? Well, the NES games, the MSX games are the ones that I'd probably want to play. I've never played the NES games. I don't really have any interest in doing so. No desire. Yeah, they're not canon either. The MSX games are the ones that Kojima actually made, and the NES ones were made by like a different developer, and apparently are shittier and more frustrating, and you know. But apparently, Metal Gear 2, based on that dude's videos I was telling you about, Metal Gear 2 on the MSX, the 1990 game, not the NES version, not Snake's Revenge, but Metal Gear 2 on MSX is apparently a very, very, very solid game, no pun intended, that contains a lot of the hallmarks of the series that would go on to, you know, define it. Ghost Babel? Oh yeah, I always forget about the Game Boy Color Metal Gear. That was pretty cool. It felt like a Metal Gear game. Yeah, I've heard all about Snatcher. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but again, these things happen in due time. But I know all about it. It looks awesome. I mean, Kojima has a lot of similar tastes. Like, he's into Blade Runner, he's into David Bowie. I would probably love Snatcher. I am Kojima. We like two of the same thing. We're practically twins. Snakes. All hail glorious genius Kojumbo. Vinny, speaking of Blade Runner, did you see that there's a plan to continue the series as a comic? Yes. The answer to your question is yes, I saw that. They're doing a graphic novel series. All I can say is this. Part of me is a little upset. Because I want another movie. I would love more movies. But I also don't think you're gonna get as good as Denis Villeneuve's movie. I think the fact that we got a movie that was as good. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if I'm still gonna drop frames. My upload speed is flawless. I just did a speed test at the behest of Bab, and I seem to be okay, so it doesn't seem to be my ISP tonight, but it could be Twitch. So I'm just gonna keep streaming and hope for the best. So maybe it's twitching out a little bit. I don't know. So, what I was saying is that the Blade Runner movie 2049 didn't do too well in the box office. It did okay. It made its money back, barely. But I just don't feel like... Oh, nice. I was hoping I would get that. I don't feel like that's enough to warrant another movie, so if they're gonna continue... If Alcon is gonna continue the series in a way that isn't a financial risk, a graphic novel is a good way to do it. TV show? I think Blade Runner is the type of world where you could set, like, a really good TV show. And really, like, explore the world and characters. People have the capacity for long-form entertainment. Like, it's been proven that this is what people are hungry for. It's a sitcom? Oh god, no. But, no, I really do believe that people have the appetite for these things, and... why not? I mean, that would be a great way to continue it. Okay. Just checking over here. Looking for the last key. Defiled shrine. Or accursed lake. So I did the reliquary. I did the defiled shrine, so now it's the lake. Where the fuck is this lake? I don't think I actually have the portal to this place just yet. But if you look at like a lot of fiction that has expanded universes, it gets a little tough to keep up with. Like there are 3 sequels to Blade Runner in book form that were disregarded for the new film. Some dude he just wrote some books. But my favorite example, and yes, I'm going to bring up Star Trek again, is the Shatnerverse. And I'm going to tell you all about the Shatnerverse. Don't you worry. I know you didn't ask. But I'm here to tell you... I'm here to tell you that it's okay. I'm a rock-it man! The Shatnerverse is... a series of Star Trek books that William Shatner ghost wrote to bring his character back to life. Hang on a second. So I've been here. This portal right here I've got to go to. So we're gonna go to the Temple Assembly site. So I'm gonna take this elevator and then head down. So, yeah, he wrote a series of books that it was all his idea. He combined some of the characters from the old series with the new series. There was time travel, there was weird shit. I didn't read it, I only read about it. But, yeah, it's a whole fucking, like... I guess he had ideas about where his character could go, and so he just had someone write a book. Like, I guess he gave the outline of what he thought would be cool, and then someone just wrote the book for him. Wouldn't that be amazing if you could just do that? If you could just dictate to somebody what you want a book to be like, and they could write it for you? But yeah, no, look it up. Just Google Shatnerverse, and you'll see. Apparently, some of them are okay. Like, some of them are pretty decent. But this also kind of flies in the face of a fuckload of other books. So while Shatner was doing this shit, other people were writing Star Trek books, you know, set during like a similar time period, so it's all like alternate universe shit. Sorry, I'm getting confused again. I'm really good at getting confused. So, okay, so I'm facing this way, right? Which means that will leave me over here, which brings me to this portal, which will take me to the dark... Oh, yes, okay, then this is the correct way. Okay, good. Someone said I'd have a lot more respect for Shatner if he didn't live up his own ass so much. Well, Shatner's his favorite Shatner. That's always been the case about Bill Shatner. But there's something almost endearing about it. In some weird way, it's like a fascinating, like, experiment to watch. To just watch the dude, like, I've talked about this before, but he's done, like, really weird documentaries about mortality. Where he just goes around and tries to find out if he, like, what people's opinion is on the meaning of life. And if they think... He always ends up at the question, do you think we could extend life? Or, like, live forever? If so, how? Wait, Shatner's 87 right now? Holy fuck. Man, I remember when he turned 83. Seemed like just yesterday. Oh, I'm not that superstitious, Hootie. Sorry to say. But I see where you're coming from. Here, let's go back to the Shatnerverse. So yeah, he essentially wrote fan fiction about himself because he felt like his character had more life. Like, more to give in the Star Trek universe. And he was pissed when he didn't get asked to do a cameo for the J.J. Abrams movies. He was super fucking pissed, and he kept trying to, like, pressure them into getting him a role, like, through social media and stuff. Not pressure so much as, like, wink wink, very encouraging. Why didn't they? Well, that's a good question, but I guess it would be distracting. I mean, JJ described it as, they had a good storyline for Nimoy, but bringing Kirk back from the dead and then having him look 20 years older, they'd have to really do some, like, extreme writing for that. And it would be a little distracting. Kirk, it was a different type of character than Nimoy. Nimoy had this timeless quality about him. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. I think, it's in an interview somewhere. There was a reason for it. Some reason. Are you excited for Prime 4? I'm only as excited as the fact that it's coming out is great, but we still don't know who's developing it. I mean, Bandai Namco, maybe? It seems to be a pretty solid theory. Some people have said it's confirmed, other people are like, no, it's not confirmed, Vin, so I don't know who the fuck is making the game. Data Design and LJN are teaming up to create the best Metroid game ever. Samus and the Cheetah Men together at last. In this cock-sucking, non-stop, rock'em sock'em, ball blitzing blast from the past, from the gash. This is one of my least favorite enemies in the game. And I have purple drank, so then I can't see. Alright, so, before I try to get to the end of the game, I have a question for you all. My question is, for those who have been paying close attention to my progress, the last two E-tanks, are either of them kind of nearby? If anyone... One is in Torvis. One of them is under there. I don't believe that. Do you mean like in the purple drink? I mean, then again, I didn't do a lot of searching in the purple drink, so you could be right. One is sort of the way you went to Sanctuary Fortress, step into the light. What drives a man to become William Shatner? Like, you mean, what drives a man to climb the mountain? I think I can answer. Lots of ego. And having a co-star that's more popular than you. Apparently that kind of fucked... No, really, that actually fucked with Shatner a bit, because Nimoy... Like, Spock was the more popular character. It was like Spock Mania when Star Trek first came on. And that always, like, kind of fucked with Shatner a bit. There's a really good interview that Whoopi Goldberg does with Jonathan Frakes, Patrick Stewart, Leonard Nimoy, and William Shatner. And there's a moment where William Shatner goes to Patrick Stewart. He goes, you know, I've never watched a single episode, a single full episode of your show. And Jonathan Frakes is like, well, why is that, Bill? Why is that? And he's like, because, yes, Bill? Tell us, Bill. Tell us why, Bill. Because I didn't have the time. And then Frank's like, oh, you were so close. You were so close. You almost said the truth. After all these years, Bill. I'm gonna look for this final, not final, but I'm gonna look for one more E-tank before I go to the final boss, and I think, it's on the way to the fortress, so... What's the real reason? Well... I mean... I guess the implication was that maybe he was a little bit jealous. There were a lot of people, not jealous, but like, you know, we were the originals, you know, when they brought the new show out. Fuck those other guys, and apparently Shatner has never had the time over however many years it's been, since 30 years it's been since the series came on, to watch a single full episode. It's a very interesting answer that Bill gave. It's a very interesting answer. Has Frakes had any other notable roles? Check out, Frakes' directorial credits. Dude has some serious credits for his directing. And he's a good director, too. And he was the host of Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, which is a fantastic show. What were Nimoy's thoughts on TNG? Well, he was in it. I don't know if he had anything specific. I think maybe he liked it, but I don't know. He had a really good two-part episode called Unification. What else did Frakes do? I don't know. Not a lot of acting. Oh yeah, Gargoyles. Well, a lot of the Next Generation cast was in Gargoyles. Oh fuck, does anyone remember that show? That was a pretty goddamn good show. There's another upgrade in the fortress near the first save room. Okay, I'll get it. Man, that is a hell of a long cutscene. Alright, I'll get this one last upgrade since I'm already here. Yeah, DS9 was great. It's so good. Spock was most popular because he was the most alien member of the original cast. I think that's cool too. That's a good way to look at it, but I think Nimoy said it best, which his character and his acting was very minimal. So all he had to do was raise an eyebrow and the audience would love it. They would go nuts because he was a character that kind of had, you know, very simple, not very emotive. I mean, that was just what Vulcans are. But one thing I always remembered that Nimoy said was, if you're minimal, if you just give a little bit, it can be a lot. I mean, I thought that was kind of cool. By the first save room. Wait, how close am I to this thing? Next room to the right. Cool, thanks. Tall room with the enemy's left door. Is this just a missile expansion? You know, that was a question I should have asked like 10 minutes ago. But we get to see the light cutscene again, so that's cool. Vinny talked to Data's actor once, didn't he? Yeah, I did. I met him. I met a lot of the cast, yeah. They're really nice. I'm gonna pass on the last E-tank. So we're gonna do this. I got my 200 missiles. I got most of my E-tanks. Full ammo expansions. I'm pretty happy about this. So I got most of the upgrades I wanted without having to do like an asinine amount of backtracking. But in some ways, that's why the key hunt, even though it's annoying, in some ways the key hunt is actually a really good way to get you to go back to areas that you may not have been to in a while and get the upgrades that you may have missed. That was weird, I just got stuck. It's funny how the 3 Prime games have different beam utility. So Prime 1, all 4 beams are equally useful in different situations, with the power beam being the most versatile, but also a little bit like the weakest, but fastest. Then you have, you know, Prime 2, which there's a beam hierarchy for different reasons, with one weapon that's better than the other ones, but it costs ammo. Then in Prime 3, it's like Super Metroid. So you just get, you know, strict upgrades, like, you know, your beam, just turns into other beams. Which maybe isn't as cool. I mean, it seems cooler. I thought it was something I really wanted, because Super Metroid's my favorite. And then, I don't know, it just felt like you have less options. I kind of like the idea of having to juggle different beams. See, in Super Metroid, you can actually turn them off in the menu, and you could challenge yourself, or you could, you know, you could turn the ice beam off if you didn't want it. I wonder what they're gonna do for Prime 4. Prime 3 was all about grapple attacks and managing hyper mode. That's true, yeah. Yeah, there was a different dynamic there. It wasn't as beam heavy as Prime 1 or 2. So I'm gonna go right. I mean, yeah, it takes that much map looking. If my memory was better and I had like a really good like, a sense of navigation, maybe I wouldn't have to look at the map as much, but I am in desperate need of that map time. Someone says, I went to a Fortnite tournament a few weeks ago. Let me stop you there. Excuse me? And some friends and some guy... With some friends and some guy had a shirt with Owen Wilson on it saying, wow. Well, I didn't know there were Fortnite tournaments that you could go to in real life. Is this like a local thing, or is this something that is hosted, like, professionally, or is this just some, like, dude named Thad's house? There's a video where Owen Wilson was asked about the WoWs, and he was like, yeah. He seems... he's aware. He knows what's going on. He knows what's up. He's not too fazed by it, though. Like he's more confused. I think Owen Wilson is a very... He comes across as aloof in interviews. I don't know how accurate that is to his character as a person, but he just seems like, wow, you know, he's like kind of wow. That really is kind of who he is. He seems like, someone who, like, has to, like, put his bare feet on, like, dirt for like an hour a day because it grounds him and gets him closer to the earth. I feel like that's the kind of guy Owen Wilson is, but I don't know. I don't know him. No, not a hippie necessarily, but like he seems like he might have a couple tendencies. And you know, even so, good for him. You know what? As long as he's not hurting anyone, and let him hippie it up, whatever. He's just gonna sit there with his chai tea, and he's gonna go wow while his feet are namaste down to the earth. I think that's cool. More power to him. I'm very proud. I'm very proud of him. I was gonna say I'm very proud of him. Why are you making excuses for your imaginary Owen Wilson scenario? I don't know, I guess there's something wrong with me. But, you know, I like him. I like the guy a lot, and I wish him well. I know he struggled with depression. So I hope he gets out of that or finds a way to be happy. So, is there going to be ammo collection inside this area? There's a refill. Okay, good. Then I don't have to bother. I don't have to be arsed. That's a movie I want to watch again. Darjeeling Limited. That's good Wes Anderson with Owen Wilson. You know, that's my favorite Wes Anderson movie. And it's about brothers, and I don't have any brothers. So my friend Tyler was like, really? That's your favorite? Like, you're an only child. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I just like it the best. I don't know why. I think it's the soundtrack. Might be the visuals. If you did have brothers, it might not be your favorite movie. Oh, good point. Anyway, here we fucking go. I didn't see Isle of Dogs, no. Not yet. You don't have to personally relate to enjoy something, though. That's true. Like, I don't know what it's like to be a Vulcan, and yet I'm a big fan of Mr. Spock and Star Trek, so good point. I thought there was a refill station in here. Oh, that's just a preview. Thought that was the refill station. I like this better. I like the idea of Samus going all the way to the final boss of this planet that she has no real personal investment in, gets all the coolest items, including the light suit and the annihilator beam, sees the final boss for a second, nopes out, gets on her fucking ship, and leaves. Captain Falcon, have you anything to say about this? You don't back down from a fight. Yes! Come! Wise. Wise words, Captain Falcon. Wise words. I'm telling you, Metroid Prime 4 is gonna be... it's gonna be crazy. At the end of the game... you know... like the post-credit scene... that Captain Falcon is gonna show up. And then finally, the shared universe lore will be accurate. Doesn't seem to be a refill station. Yes! Just want him to be voiced like that. Like at his most bombastic, when he does like the moves in Smash Brothers. That's just his talking voice. Come on! I know I've, like, drilled this joke into the ground by now, but I still get a lot of humor out of it, because I'm a very silly man. Noodly appendages. What the fuck is your face? Emperor Ing. Emperor Ing, head ruler over the Ing horde. Target will form numerous tentacles to defend itself. Eliminate them to weaken its defenses. Let me just keep getting hit by that stuff real quick. Shit. Did you see that? Did you see how much damage? Body. Target is drawing energy from the unstable energy controller. Eliminating target's connection to the energy may be an effective strategy. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, the crust. It's like I forget about the crust for a little while, and then it comes back full force. Good enough. Wasn't fast enough. However, the Annihilator Beam takes out the tentacles real good. Oh, yes, sir! Probably won't be able to do that again. Not quite enough ammo to do the thing. Certainly hope there's not a phase 2. This laser is no joke. I can't fucking hit it. No, don't turn into a fucking ball. Okay. Remember, that's not supposed to be that crusty in real life. But this is fantasy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not the real thing. Yes, there you go. Super missile that shit. Excuse me. How do I not take damage? Emperor Ing Chrysalis regenerating Ing ruler target's regen shell is magnetically charged. 11 weak points have been detected. Target them with concussive blasts. Jesus. Wait for them noodly appendages to come out. Stop! Stop! Oh my god. Can't see. What is this, Mario Tennis? Just when you thought it was over. It's Ridley! No, it's not. This game doesn't dip too far into nonsensical fan service for, like bringing Ridley back again, which would happen later. Mutated Emperor Ing, altered ruler of the Ing Horde. Further phase-on mutation of the Emperor Ing has occurred. The creature seems to only take damage when its heart of light or dark, right? Find a way to change the heart to one of these colors. Shit, I don't even know if what I'm doing is effective. Ammo friends. Oh my god. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing here. Yeah, I was trying to, it just wasn't doing damage. It was purple. Yep. Someone said use the screw attack. And now I can use the purple. Can't get a clear shot. See what I mean? Now I got something. There we go. There we go. Yes! There's a sonic boom. Give me that ammo. Oh, fuck off. I don't have ammo for this. Now I do. Shit. Yes! Fucking yes. So happy I got that last E-tank. Samus sucked the energy. But wait, there's more. Yeah, you knew it was gonna happen. Does music sound familiar? Alright, where's Ridley? Where's Kraid? Kraid traveled through space. In a belly spaceship. It's not over yet, Samus. Like... Oh, that's creepy. What am I scanning? What am I looking at? Dark Samus, unstable phase-on energy form. Target can generate shield immune to all forms of attack except phase-on energy. Draw in expelled phase-on for use as weapon. How do I do that? That ain't happening. There it is. There it is. It's like the beginnings of Metroid Prime 3 corruption. You gotta do this a little faster, Dark Samus. I mean Ganondorf. Gotcha. Samus just like, what the fuck? Okay. That was weird. Remember me? Anthony saved Samus. Okay, so the planet may look a little bit like an oval, but I assure you it's not like that in reality. Wait, no, I want the suit. I liked it. Can I keep it? Samus does not stick around for adulation. Just a simple hand wave. I was expecting a thumbs up. There she is. She looks a bit like Macaulay Culkin. Oh no! Don't worry, they got it right a couple times. Get some cool music. Get a mix of the Blade Runner theme, Metroid music, and Optimistic by Radiohead. And I hope they play that. Anyway, yeah, this is a great game. The 100% ending, isn't that just like proof that Dark Samus lives? Would I say it's aged well? Oh yeah. Yeah, this is as fun as when I played it years ago. Chuck Christ? Oh, Christ. Yeah, it's a really good game. It's still fun, still holds up. And when you throw it through the enhanced resolution, like at 720p, it looks amazing. It's a little crusty, you know, sounding and looking here and there, but that's more just because it's, you know, Dolphin and stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. I really loved it. I don't know if I like this or Prime 1 better. Because Prime 1 I love, but it relies so much on Super Metroid for its, like, kind of pacing and cues. Where this is its own adventure. I like that this is a completely isolated Samus adventure. Which is something I'd like to see more of. Like, I don't really think we need to keep going back to ZBs and... You know, there doesn't always need to be Ridley and Kraid. Like, I'm down for new settings, like, you know, weird monsters and shit. Mr. Iwata. Left us too early. I don't think I'm gonna be streaming Metroid Prime Hunters. It's a fun game. It was fun from when I played it, but it's not something that's a hugely story-focused game. It's more meant for multiplayer. The single player just feels tacked on. It's repetitive, but it's good, but repetitive. That's the way I'll say it. Prime 3, I wouldn't be opposed to, but I'm not down for it anytime soon. I know some people are saying Prime 3 never ever, like someone obviously does not like Prime 3 in chat. Let's see. Yeah, they're not into it. Prime 3 I liked when I played it years ago. I think I would still like it. But I think also I'd probably want to throw the Wiimote through a fucking TV. Because I know it's an extremely, like, there's, like, grappling stuff and there's puzzles where you have to twist the Wiimote and all that. And while it doesn't sound too bad, it's not exactly my number one idea of fun. But I think Prime 3 gets some undue shit. And it's still an above average game by far. It's just not the best of the Prime series. But I don't know, I mean, I remember liking it, so when I read that people don't like it, I'm like, wait, what? Anyway, as far as Prime 2 is concerned, awesome game. 15 hours, 46 minutes, 84% completion. There was a couple moments where it dragged, but it does not detract from the overall experience. I loved this game. Remember them? This one. That's cool. The fuck is this piece? Okay, it's getting a little weird. This is a cool looking enemy design. I guess the Buru started early tonight. Oh yeah, there you go, the 3 light morph balls. Cool. Still, this suit is pretty damn cool looking, despite the crazy shoulders. But then again, look at the fucking Varia suit's shoulders. They're also insanely massive. So, I think it's kind of cool. there you go. There's their language. It's just a little something, little gallery. I can't do multiplayer, obviously, but HUD lag. Do the helmet opacity. HUD. Oh right, HUD lag. Yeah, hit system. Visor opacity. Cool. Well, that's it. That's Metroid Prime 2. I started this just before E3. We get Ridley in Smash as a result of me playing it. You're welcome. But no, it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun, and I hope people who have never seen a Metroid Prime game before enjoyed as much as I enjoyed playing it. I know that the Prime stuff is probably a little bit less interesting for some people because of the first-person stuff, but I think it's handled in such a way that you can't help but like what's going on between the scans, the lore, the lock-on, the power-ups, the meticulously designed environments. I think the Prime games really did a great job at creating a new thing from an old idea. Well, not even that old, really, but the fact that Metroid could evolve so successfully into 3D was, well, surprising for one, but also kind of sad it only stayed like that for 3 games. But we're getting a 4th one soon enough, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, here's a Bart.